Is it on? I think so. I think so. What is this? I think I'm going to do that. There it is. Okay. Hello. It's on. It's on. Okay. It is on. Okay. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Well, here I am living. I don't know about friendly, but I'm here. Got a piece of gossip or two that we talk about. You be quiet. Why you be quiet, Brenda? Who told you to hush? Who told you? Tell me who said it. Tell me who said it. How y'all doing? You know, I live in a place that gets basically no snow, right? I forget it's winter time for y'all out there in the world. And then it threatened us a couple of days and said, y'all got some snow coming. I said, no, we don't, in the name of Jesus. No, we do not. This is not the Northeast. We ain't got time for that business around here. Where's the thing at? I ain't ever got my thing up here. I ain't ever prepared, Jesus. Well, I ain't ever prepared. You know, that's the song I sing in my head is Gossip Funky Town. When I put Gossip Town in there, that's what's playing in my head. That is what's in my head. So today, I just recorded a bunch of videos. So they'll go live at some point. I know, long time no see. Where y'all be? Where y'all be? Hi, Kelly. Where y'all be? Or was it me? Was it me? Thank you. I'm still here. So we got Justin Bieber. So they have seen the child. He looked 50 in the face. Not that 50 is old, but he ain't 50. He in his 20s or 30s or something. He's in his 20s, I think. But he looked aged, like a lot, like he been on dope or something, or he been up all night. So we're gonna talk about him. He probably going through. Hulk Hogan, who went to go and promote his beer at a wrestling event and got booed relentlessly. He was trying to talk and everything, and they was not having it. He was supposed to appear on 2 other shows, and he didn't show up. He said his son was getting married, which his son did get married, but how you didn't know your son was getting married, because he was booked for that show, but didn't show up and was at his son's wedding. So I guess, I don't know if he was just going to miss his son's wedding to go to this event, but now he ain't popular. So he's like, forget it. I'll just go over here instead. Talking about Robert Irwin, or Irwin is his name, Irwin, the crocodile hunter son. He's 21, I think. And he has a problem keeping a girlfriend, and somebody in his friendship circle said they gave him some tough love and told him he needed to get away from his mama if he want a successful relationship. So we'll look at that. And then we shall end with Nelly and Snoop Dogg. Nelly and Snoop. Nelly sound like a plum fool. Did y'all hear him explaining why he went to the inaugural ball and was performing for Donald Trump? And then Snoop Dogg, who said, and I'll quote, cover your ears if you're sensitive, because this is going to be very raw, okay? He said, and I'll quote, long time ago, which one of you jigaboo ass niggas is going to perform for Donald Trump? That's what he said out his mouth 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. That's what he said. And then at the crypto ball, here he is. Now, bear in mind, we might have to start with them. Bear in mind, Snoop Dogg said, I don't know if he was guessing. There you go, Patrick. Coming up next on Answer Your Own Question, Snoop Dogg. He said, I don't know if he was joking, but he said that Donald Trump didn't seem like, I'm paraphrasing, Donald Trump didn't seem like a bad idea because he didn't want his taxes to go up, said Snoop Dogg. Ice Cube, another one of these rappers, got on down to the internets and said to Black people, don't vote for Democrats. They ain't done nothing for you. That's what he said. Ice Cube told Black people, don't vote for Democrats because they've done nothing for you. And then you had down in the comments, I don't know if it was the Russian bots or what, but you had down in the comments, yep, tell me where he's lying. Yep, he ain't lying. Yeah, he ain't lying. Here's the thing. You ain't got to vote for Democrats, okay? You are individual. You do what you want to do. Don't let nobody come to your house on Saturday morning knocking and telling you what to do because Jehovah's return is imminent. Do what you want to do. Here's the problem. He did not tell you in the same breath what Trump did for you at all. He told you don't vote, which, if you was paying attention, why everybody want to be woke, but ain't nobody awakened yet. If you want to pay attention, what he was doing is called voter suppression. Because somebody that looked like us came out and told you something in a way that sounded convincing. Don't vote for Democrats. They ain't done nothing for you. It's not the same thing as don't vote or vote in your best interest. You told them specifically who not to vote for because you wanted them to not show up. That way Donald Trump didn't have to compete against the Black vote in wherever it was that you was trying to reach. That's called voter suppression. Mind you, why is this Negroid suppressing the Black vote? He has an interest in the Republican gaining office. That's why. What else could it be? What is the point of suppressing the black vote as a black person? But never mind, even as a black person. But what's the point of suppressing the vote unless you have a stake in that orange fool being the president? You got on down to the internet telling people not to vote. Snoop Dogg jokingly said that he didn't want his taxes to go up. Nelly, he came out. He said, I thought you was my friend. I thought you was for me because of all the good stuff I did, where he gave all this money and did all this work with these cancer charities, and he did all this outreach program stuff, and he did all this good stuff for the black community and just communities at large. He thought that's why you liked him, not because he agreed with you politically. Okay, fine. Again, you're an individual. You can vote for whoever you want to. Great. But let's examine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of things here. You told us you on our side with all these, we did the good things for you, right? And in the same breath, go perform for a man who is the antithesis of all that stuff. You went and did all his work for cancer charities. What did he do for cancer? Started a charity and stole all the money. Tell me again why you at his inaugural ball? That should have disqualified him right there, shouldn't it? Okay. So this is the piss on my leg and tell me it's raining portion of your speech. Okay. Understood. Absolutely. Got it. And at the same time, because people are saying, well, they're celebrities, you shouldn't worship celebrities, so nobody should be disappointed. Yes and no. No, you shouldn't worship celebrities. But at the same time, when a person's platform is bigger than yours, you can't help but be inspired by the things they do when they do inspirational stuff. You should not use that person as your role model. No, because they're still human. But at the same time, when you put yourself in front of me and then you start doing all this inspirational stuff, yes, I am going to judge you when you have a human moment. And I'm going to super judge you or maybe even counsel you when you do some stupid shit like this. Because you have now put yourself in a position to be judged. You have. It's just the way it is. If you want to change it, start changing it now, but you can't change it because that's just the way it is. Donald Trump is not, has not, and will never be a good option to follow, to support, nor to vote for. When you go and perform for him, that is your stamp of approval. Then Chrisette Michelle name came up, and Chrisette Michelle lost her whole career because she went and performed for Donald Trump. She said in her defense that she was going to go be a bridge between this side and that side. That's what she wanted to do. Took her whole career in 3 minutes. They're like, no, because you know people don't fool with this man like that. Your whole career gone, boom, 3 minutes. Jennifer Holliday, she went and she was going to perform too, and then the whole community was like, if you do, you are done. And then she pulled out. You have your examples. This is this whole man's MO forever and ever and ever. You have your examples of what not to do, and you did it anyway. Question is Snoop Dogg Teflon, though? Because he got street cred and all this, yeah. And Martha Stewart, her good convict behind this, his best friend, right? And she hates Donald Trump. So is he Teflon? Nelly, I think, dug his own grave because he defended himself and sound extra stupid. Because the man who was interviewing him said that Donald Trump basically is a racist. And then this child here talking about, no, he's not a racist. He said, did he do the stop and frisk bill? Did he do all this? Like he was basically bringing up the presidents of the past did racist things too. So he did the whataboutism and said Donald Trump, okay, he kept black people from renting an apartment in his building, and he couldn't defend that one, even though it came out his own mouth. That's one of them things where you're supposed to stop talking before you say the thing you can't defend. So he dug his own grave and he jumped in it and he rolled around. So it looked bad. And then apparently there's supposed to be a slight, not really, slight falling out with Kelly Rowland, because Kelly Rowland said you can't sing or perform that song that they did together at the inaugural ball, and then he felt some kind of way about that. When you seen Kelly Rowland on stage at Kamala Harris's rally. I mean, but I don't want to start there. Lord Jesus. I want to start with Justin Bieber, which kind of ties in to the rest of them people. Kind of. You see, because Justin Bieber, bless his heart, he looked real bad. But mind you, if you follow a person around all the time, you're going to find 90 out of 100 pictures where they look rough. I had no hair here 2 days ago, and now all the whites and stuff is coming to, like, this is not my glamour shot picture, right? But if you follow somebody around, you're going to find the rough picture of him. But what he looked like, because mind you, they saying he getting on his wife's nerves too, to where she may talk about a separation. So I want to see what's going on with the Biebs. But when you examine his life, so he was what, 15, 14, 16, around in there when he got discovered. He was on YouTube, mind you, playing the drums or singing with the guitar or something like that. And they discovered him. Problem one was who discovered him. It was the Puff Diddy Daddy. The Puff Diddy Daddy is one of them people you do not want discovering you if you are young and impressionable. So he goes down to the internets and then he finds the Justin Biebers, and then he gets the Justin Biebers, and they have it's on videotape, man. Him standing there with the Justin Biebers, and he said at Puff Diddy Daddy out of his mouth that he couldn't get legal guardianship, but he got temporary guardianship. Something around in there. I'm paraphrasing now. Because what happened was when Usher Raymond was discovered by L.A. Reid, a music producer or executive, L.A. Reid sent Usher to Puff Diddy Daddy. Puff Diddy Daddy had a celebrity camp where you get to go and learn how to be famous, basically. But Usher was like 16, 17 years old at the time. Because Usher is also a person who discovered Justin Bieber. That was his mentor. Follow the threads in there. So Puff Diddy Daddy, what he did is he got legal guardianship over Usher. The reason he wants legal guardianship on paper, the reason is because when they go into France and Italy and hell and all these different places, that he can act as this child's guardian and you don't need his mama's permission for everything. What do you need permission for? Where are you trying to take him that he needs where you got to take the thing home and have her sign it so he can take it back to his teacher? Where are y'all going? I ain't ever had to do nothing like that. We're going to the zoo. You can take him, yes, but you can't have him. Where do they do that at? Down to the ushers and the P daddies. That's where they do that at. So he had guardianship. That was that child daddy for legal reasons. His mama, Usher Raymond mama, signed Usher over to Puff Diddy Daddy because Puff Diddy Daddy was like, I need to go and be his guardian because when we are somewhere, I need to act this. What if something happened to him? We can't call you. We got to call me, right? Justin Bieber's mama was like, you know what? She didn't want him to be signed to the record producers in the first place. But they wore her down with all the stuff. Like, we can get you a house and a car and a mink coat or something. We can get you all the stuffs. Whatever you want, you got it. Just give us this boy right here. And so the tie got a little thinner and a little thinner to where it popped, and now Justin Bieber's over here with the Puff Diddy Daddies and the Ushers and the LA Reeds, right? But he did not have legal guardianship. But he had temporary guardianship because they got to leave the country and his mama wasn't there. His daddy, he didn't care until the boy got rich, and then all of a sudden he cared. And so he get to go with the Puff Diddy Daddies and gallivant all around the world with his legal guardian, temporary legal guardian. Then that's when all the rumors started that he was groomed and raped, basically, and all these other different types of things. And so he spirals like you do, star around the worst people on earth. Puff Diddy Daddy is not in jail right now because he stole a Twix bar out the store. That's not what he in jail for. The whole Homeland Security was in your house. The whole Homeland Security was in your house. Yours. I moved from one place to another, had people in the house so they can take stuff out and throw away. I didn't even like that. I don't like people in my house, period. You had people with guns and stop and move and don't touch this and sit down. And you had them people in your house looking for stuff, and they found it. While you was in Miami thinking, oh, everything's okay. And then they arrested your black ass, and now you in jail trying to get out and you can't. A spoon ain't big enough to cry him out of there now, is it? So Justin Bieber spirals. Can't keep it together, can't get it together. Finds a pastor by the name of, I forget. The pastor came out and he was with Justin and saying, oh, Justin's doing so much better and he's off the drugs and he's this and this and he's given his life to Christ and oh, good God and the Lord. So they there. The pastor's got on jeans and Vans and he looks hippie and cool, one of them type. And he's sitting there with the Justin Bieber's, and Justin Bieber's looks reformed. He's cleaned up. Everything is going good. Then the pastor turned out he likes to steal money and sleep with people that ain't his wife. Fall from grace. Another one bites the dust. Justin Bieber's dad is in. He in and out and in and out and in and out. Got mistresses and stuff too. Every man in this boy's life turns out to be the worst person on earth. One of, if not a plan to be. So yeah, he going through a little bit. All his big people examples are bad. He was a kid. And those was his examples. Usher, P. Daddy, his pastor, I can't remember, and his daddy and his mama, who all sold him up the stuff up the river for record sales and photo opportunities. Because that pastor was with that boy all the time so he can get his picture took. He wanted to be famous. He didn't want to be Justin Bieber's mentor. He wanted a reality show and all these different types of things. Every big person in that boy's life and that little kid's life was bad. All of them. He didn't have no direction. And so what's now happening is you get to see him grow up because he's famous, unfortunately, and you get to see him in his pitfalls. Everybody got those somewhere. To where you hit the bottom and you're like, damn, this is horrible. And then the bottom falls out and you're like, well, here's another bottom. Ain't this horrible? That's his. You just didn't have to live yours in front of the whole world. He does. So what's going on? I said all that to say this. You got to set it up, don't you? I'm Southern. We have to tell stories first. So what is going on with the Justin Biebers? Bless his heart. All his examples: Puff Diddy Daddy, Ushers, L.A. Reid. And then the thing with the thing when he was at the thing in the little party, and they got him on the clip, down on his knees in the middle of all these men. And he was high. What you think was happening? They destroyed that boy. Who knows what the hell's going on in his head? Imagine the stuff you live with and imagine the stuff he lived with. Like, bless his heart. What's going on with the Justin Biebers? Bless his heart. Yeah. First card. Nine of Swords. I mean, we don't really need no more after that, I don't think. That's enough. That suffice. Anxiety, fear. This is not depression. There's a card for that. This is anxiety and fear. In his head is running a movie. And in that movie, he's being chased, he's being hunted, he's being preyed on. This is in his head. The demons that probably live in there. How do you quiet such things? Drugs and alcohol, usually. And so that's why when you take random pictures of people, he doesn't walk around with this on his neck so that you know this is what he's going through. All they do is take a picture of him and say, oh, he looks rough. Yeah, he does. But I had this question about DMX, the rapper, too, back in the day, because he had a big battle with drugs, too. And it always seemed to me he had a hurt on the inside. No. And then I looked at the picture of Justin Bieber, and yeah, he looked like he going through. But I had the same question I had to him. Was who around him, anywhere, has ever sat next to him, in front of him, somewhere around him, and said, how are you doing? Don't ask him for nothing. You're not trying to get nothing from him. You don't want a photo opportunity. You don't want an autograph. You don't want him to sing you no song. Just ask him how he is and get the response. Listen to the boy. Because sometimes people will tell you fine, period. And then something follows. Wait for that something follows. Oh, I'm fine. You know, things could be worse. That means something's going wrong. Figure out what it is. The child has been tormented in here. And then everybody out here wants something from him. He ain't got nothing else to give you. So you can do one or two things for Justin Bieber. You can figure out what's going on. You can't save him. Only he can save him. But you can at least give him the opportunity to do so. So you can figure out what's going on or pick out your black clothes for when he collapses. You can do one of the two. But you can't do both. Okay. Hulk Hogan. Jesus Christ. For those who don't know, I'm pretty sure y'all know who Hulk Hogan is. Especially after the RNC, you may know who Hulk Hogan is. But in case you don't, yeah, that's a very big rock you'd have to live under, though, to not know who he is. But yeah, his wife's family is not stable either. But Hulk Hogan was a wrestler. Terry Boego, whatever his name is, Hulk Hogan. He is known, and I've said this to y'all before, as the biggest liar that has ever existed. He lies, hold your pearls, more than Donald Trump. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Donald Trump could be the reincarnation of Jesus next to Hulk Hogan when it comes to the lying game. Because Hulk Hogan is a braggart like Donald Trump, but he has got to live in an atmosphere that's 50 yards above everybody else. He builds himself up so much so that he creates stories. He said he wrestled in Japan and I think Japan and New York in the same day, because the time lapse continuum and all this type of stuff, that he flew from one place to the other. He didn't, but he said it. He said Elvis Presley was his biggest fan. Elvis Presley died before Terry became a wrestler. He said that he was supposed to be the lead singer in AC/DC, I believe was the name of the band. He was supposed to be the lead singer. Or was it ZZ Top's or Led Zeppelin? One of them. I don't know. He was supposed to be, I think it was AC/DC. He was supposed to be the lead singer in AC/DC. He said that he witnessed somebody being murdered, that he was never even there. He has a store down in Florida where the man who runs the store for him is full of conspiracies, and that the COVID virus was started by the government, and that the COVID vaccine was a way for the government to track you and to control your mind, because they were going to put microchips in your head to control you. This is him, right? So Hulk Hogan also, other than being a liar, is a raging racist. His daughter was not dating necessarily, but she was seeing this black man. And then clutch your pearls and close your ears if you're sensitive. He said, I'm paraphrasing and kind of quoting at the same time. He said that, he doesn't hate niggers, but he would prefer that if his daughter dated a nigger, that she would date one that's like 8 feet tall and worth $1 billion. That's what he said. That came out his mouth. After that, he goes to the RNC. And he's there with the shirt rip and all this business at the Trump Klan rally. And I think that was a bridge too far. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, no, it's not because of the politics. It's because of the racism, and he was a liar. But they heard that tape of him saying all those things about his daughter and dating the 8-foot black man a long time ago. He has appeared on TV since then and did not get booed. What he has not done is appeared at the RNC with Orange Mussolini. And now, since he has, combined with all the other stuff, there you have it. He is promoting a beer that he has sponsored or created or whatever. He was there to promote that, and he was there talking about the Hulkamaniacs, and he was doing all that mess. And they booed the hell out of that man. And they would not stop booing until he stopped talking. And now subsequent, anybody that mentions his name on a wrestling TV show, they instantly boo. They are done with themselves some Hulk Hogan. He was supposed to make 2 more appearances for the WWE, and he missed both of them. He said he had a family engagement. So then pictures pop up of his son getting married. Why get booked if you know your son is getting married? Were you going to miss the wedding? So, exactly, FAFO. So after the booing, he misses the events he was supposed to go to. And then he was seen crying. Again, what do we start this? He's the biggest liar there's ever been, so keep that in mind. He was seen crying because he got booed. Understand this too, though. Hulk Hogan has always been cheered until he became a bad guy, if they call it a heel in wrestling. He became a bad guy, but that was written into the show, so he knew he was going to get booed then. But now he's supposed to be, Hulk Hogan in the orange and the red, or the yellow and the red. So that's supposed to be the baby face, as they call it, the good guy. He goes out there and they hate him, and then he cries. And then a few other wrestlers responded and said, then why didn't you try to do something to fix it? When people heard you talking about your daughter and who she dates, you didn't try to fix it. He figured it'd go away. Not only did you not fix it, you doubled down and then you went and cheered for Donald Trump, a known racist. You made matters worse. You took the ladder and the shovel in the hole with you and said, watch me. And we did. So what will become of Hulk Hogan's career? Because keep this in mind, too. Some people are Teflon. Vince McMahon is just as worse as he is and Donald Trump put together. And yet, if you've seen Vince McMahon pop up on TV, they wouldn't boo him. Well, maybe they would. But he has another business venture. Like he hasn't been canceled, if you will. So, what becomes of Hulk Hogan and his career? I mean, he's 1 billion years old. Like, back it up already. We don't need you around these parts no more. What becomes of Hulk Hogan and his career? Quick flying out, please. Snoop Dogg and Nelly are on the list. I skipped Rick Ross and Soulja Boy because I don't really care, but Nelly and Snoop Dogg are definitely on the list. Chariot. That's how it starts. Okay. Chariot and the Six of Swords. There is some moving on, moving to safety. Mind you, the Six of Swords, you have to go through the trial and the tribulation first. Mind you, the Six of Swords. The swords are quite contentious. I've said this 40 times today because I've been recording some videos and it's in like 4 of the videos. But the swords, the story in the swords. When you search the universe for an answer, the Ace of Swords appears. It's your clarity. It's your answer. It's the thing that you've been searching for. Your clarity, your truth, your victory. There it is. Now you may find some peace in that. The next card after the Ace of Swords is the Two of Swords. That's the card of doubt and indecision. You get your answer from the universe and then you go straight to doubt. The Three of Swords is betrayal. It goes downhill from there. The Four of Swords, you sit there and retreat and think about what the heck you just did. And the Five of Swords, you become something that you did not expect. This is the card of defeat and dishonor. You become a person who is now desperate because now you're trying to figure things out on your own. And then you escape, or you try to. You see, the swords in the boat, though, are the baggage you carry. And then you become something again with the 7 of swords, trying to scheme your way through life. The 8 of swords, you become trapped and disabled. And the 9 of swords, you become worried and stressed. And the 10 of swords, it all goes to hell. All you had to do was take the answer when it was given, and you'd have been all right. He is going through and will escape something, this whole situation. But when you go from the 6, you have to be careful what you carry, because you will easily become something, again, unrecognizable. The problem, and I'm judging this time, I'll put the card down. The problem with people like him is that they carry the same behavior that they did when they got in trouble the first time. Do you really think he has any remorse whatsoever that he talked all greasy about his girlfriends or his daughter's boyfriends? No. How do we know that? Because he showed up at Donald Trump's Klan rally. That's how. There's no reform. There's no remorse. When you leave this, you will return to this, because you're not breaking the cycle of behavior that got you into this situation in the first place. Influenced by the 4 of Wands and the High Priestess. So what he's going to have to do is change his audience. That's what you're going to have to do, if that's grammatical. That's what you're going to have to do. You can't go back to the wrestling audience. He has an audience, though. And do you know who that audience is? If you go to TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Network, that's where all the church folks hang out. If you go over there, they love Hulk Hogan, because he's righteous. He talks about God and calls people brother and all that all the time. Over there, they love him. Change your audience. There's an agenda. It's what you're going to have to do. If you're going to sell, you're not going to sell them any beer. But if you're going to sell something, then, well, I mean, you might sell it to them. That's your audience. You have to rebrand. Be Hulk for Christ or something. 7 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. What did I just say? When you move through and you carry the baggage, you repeat the behavior, and then you become something unrecognizable. The 7 of Swords is a spy card too. Why? Because the person sneaks into the camp to steal the swords, but you have to dress up like all the rest of the people in order to get in. That's not who he is. I don't even know if Hulk Hogan knows who he is, because he's lied his whole life. But he's going to have to change his audience. How does this end? 7 of Cups and 2 of Wands. He doesn't know. He doesn't know which way to go. This is his advice. Change your audience. That's not what he's going to do. But right now, he's kind of stuck. He's not sure. 7 of Cups is confusion, and the 2 of Wands is the drawing board. This is your plans. This is where you start to try to shape things and put things in perspective. He's got some thinking to do. Who do you want to become from here on in? I think personally that he is going to repeat this cycle forever and ever and ever. He hasn't learned anything. And when you go and hang out with the professional bullshitters over there at the Trinity Broadcast, Trinity Bullshit Network, what else is going to happen? They're going to sit in front of you. They're not going to hold you accountable as a child of God. They're not. At all. They're not going to hold you accountable. They're going to sit there and get the ratings from this celebrity sitting across from them. Oh, well, you do you, Hulkamaniac. Robert Irwin. I think Robert Irwin, there's not a person on earth. You got to be the devil himself that don't like Robert Irwin. Robert Irwin, for those who don't know, is the crocodile hunter's child who didn't get to grow up with his dad, unfortunately, because he died when the child was a baby or a little kid. So he is a grown man now. He's like 21, 20 something around in there. And he's dated this girl and it didn't work out. I think he's dated another one. And the mom apparently is a bit protective and helicopter parentish and didn't approve of this girl. And so he dumped her too. And someone has come along and said that you have to leave, because they all live in the same house still. You have to leave your mother. You have to leave this house if you're ever going to have a meaningful relationship. And they said it as bluntly as they could. That way he understood where they were coming from and all that, right? Okay. I understand. No, nothing happened to him. This is just about his relationship with his mother and the future Mrs. Irwin that he may want to meet. I understand you got to take a person by the shoulders and say, listen, this is not working the way it's going right now. You've got to change some things up. Okay. Let him learn. Because here's the problem with lessons in life. You can tell a person a thing and they'll get it. Or you can tell a person a thing and it goes over their head. Life will teach a person a thing and they get it. Or teach a person a thing and it goes over their head. And then they repeat the same painful lesson. Sometimes talking don't do it. Sometimes he's got to fall down to learn that the ground is hard. Sometimes you got to touch the stove to figure out what burn actually is. Maybe that him clinging to his mother the way he does, and her clinging to her boy, because, mama's boy, daddy girl, is a response to their circumstance. Maybe him clinging to both his sister and his mother because he was thrusted into the public eye. He's been a celebrity since he was a little kid because he was doing the animal thing when he was a little kid. And everybody looks at him and everybody adores him and all this kind of stuff. They had a skit one time on the Jimmy Fallon show. Almost made me hate Jimmy Fallon to his very core. To where he was pretending, there was a skit manager. He was yelling at Robert Irwin in the back because he was too nice or something. He was like screaming and yelling at it. It was a skit and that still bothered me. Like, I'm like, you first do not talk to him like that. I don't care what y'all doing. I don't know why he even agreed to this. Where is his mom? So everybody adores the kid. And so everybody wants the best for him. But sometimes you got to let life come in and be the teacher. I don't know who the person was because it just said a close family friend said that you need to leave your mama house. So I want to look at that dynamic. Will he gain his independence, go out and find a girl, and his mama doesn't interfere? And I don't want to say get married and all that. Just like start at the beginning first, crawl for your book. Will he at least gain some independence? Because maybe right now, emotionally, he's not prepared. He's lived with these people forever, his whole life. This is who he knows. This is who he knows. All these extra people come in, they're not as familiar. And so it may be hard for him to meet people and connect. You can meet a whole bunch of people because he's famous, but connecting is a completely different thing. And so maybe that's hard for him. He grew up in the public eye, and everybody that talks to him says the same thing. Oh, your dad this, and oh, your dad, he didn't know him. and yet you still got to scratch at the claw of him not being there. Like I don't know. I didn't care for that. Every time you talk to him, you got to bring up his daddy. Well, I get it. That's how we know him, but still, he didn't get to grow up with him. So there might be a little bit of a pain there that maybe we don't need to bring out on TV all the time. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, his independence. Will he establish his independence? Well, I mean, the lover's card, you know. It's not a bad start, right? These 7 of Pentacles. He's not ready. Mentally or something like that. Something else. The 7 of Pentacles is assessing. This is looking something over, but it's a harvest to be reaped. It's just not there yet. Thank you, Lenny. He's 21. Like, quit trying to push him down the aisle. They do this to people all. Leave the child alone. I don't know. Maybe I'm being overprotective. Maybe I'm being overprotective. You don't even know me. But I don't think that it's time. The fruit is not ripened yet. Mind you, maybe it's when he's 28. Give the child a chance to live and breathe. He doesn't need a girlfriend right now if he doesn't have to have one, right? So, 4 of Swords. No, 4 of Swords is the retreat and think. Let him come to the conclusion that he needs something different. Ace of Cups. It'll come to him. It'll be there. It's your new people. Somebody new comes into the life. The love will be established. Blah, 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 blah. Let him get there. Strategy meeting. 7 of Swords. Queen of Cups. Give it time. That's his mother. The Queen of Cups is the good mother, but she is protective. That's her only son. She is protective. But they'll all come to the same conclusion. The child is a child right now. I know 21 is grown, but that's a baby, okay? He'll get there. He will establish himself as a grown man in his own way. He's not even 30 yet. Mind you, your brain isn't even fully developed until you're 25 or 30 years old anyway. So let the child grow up. Maybe you don't need to be married. Maybe, you need to go and find someone to just date or go get an ice cream with, sneak out the house with, whatever. Maybe he need to go and break a rule or two, something like. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. Jesus Christ. Nelly. I did all the setup before we got here. I talked about him in the beginning. Yes, carve his own identity. Exactly. He's Steve Irwin's son. Like, no, let him be Robert by himself. Nelly, as I said, got down to the internets and did an interview where he made things worse, where he tried to defend his decision to go and be a coon for Donald Trump, but he couldn't do it. Because again, he dug the hole, jumped in it, and rolled around. He said, Donald, this is not a racist country. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Racist country. Okay, I can agree. No, it's not. Racist people in this country, yes. There's racist people everywhere. But when people say racist country, they're not saying that all of America is racist. Just like when you say the Russians, you're not talking about all Russians. You're talking about Vlad and his people. When you say racist country, you mean that there is an undertone, an overtone in this country to where people that look like him do not get the same opportunity as people who do not look like him. And this is one thing that I have been saying forever and ever and ever, and everybody has pretty much. They are not like you. Donald Trump ain't got the same problems you do. And then I say the same thing to the people who Again, Ice Cube got on the internet and told black people don't vote for Democrats because they ain't done nothing for you, but in the same breath did not tell you what Donald Trump did for you, because that's called voter suppression. That's not him telling black people the truth. It's called voter suppression. Always has been, always will be. And the reason he did that is because he don't want his taxes to go up. And that's when I said, these people, Ice Cube, Nelly, Snoop Dogg, they are not the same as you and me, because they don't have the same problems anymore. All have the same problems anymore. They worry about their taxes. They don't worry about $10 eggs because they don't go grocery shopping. They don't know what that is. They got people for that. They pay a person to do, and if they go themselves, they don't care that the eggs is $10 because the where they shop is probably $10 anyway. It's a store down the street from here, sell prosciutto. The ham that's as thin as this damn car. It's like $1,000. Anyway, they don't have the same problems, and yet they talk to black people and do this whole ethos and pathos thing to where it sounds like they're on the same level as you, and then they're sympathizing and empathizing, and we got to stand up for this, and we got to do, and we. Meanwhile, they will vote for a racist if it means lower taxes. They will vote for a rapist if it means lower taxes. They will vote for a con man if it means lower taxes. They will vote for a convicted felon if it means lower taxes. They will vote for a child rapist if it means voting for lower taxes. Snoop Dogg and Nelly and Ice Cube are not the same as the rest of us. They ain't got the same problems no more. When they was NWA and coming up and all of this and fuck the police, you remember all them people? Yeah, that's not them anymore. It's not the same. Now we got, a villa over here and a house over there and a car that's worth the small town somewhere. Like they got that kind of problem now. They all know Puff Diddy Daddy and pretend they don't. They got those kind of problems now. And the community gathered around Nelly when he was accused of rape. Because he didn't do it, apparently. It was a groupie that thought she was his girlfriend, and then she got dumped, and then she screamed rape. And then everybody came out and said, Nelly, we're behind you. And then here you go. They said, what about them taxes, though? Nelly, what shall this do to your career? Because when I tell you, if you have not seen that interview, I only seen the clip. That's all I needed to see. He made matters worse. Snoop Dogg responded too. His response was goofy too. He got in the car and was singing songs and carrying on and saying, you can't tear me down. I'm God's child. Everybody want to run to Jesus when some stuff go down. I'm God's child. You can't tear me down. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. 400 years of slavery will prove that to you. You can be all of God's children you want to and still get torn down. Yes, you can. I'm God's child. And he was singing some song. I don't know what song he was singing. He was singing some song. Yeah, no, sir. No. Everybody want to run to Jesus when you step in it. No. You ain't asked Jesus if you should have gone down to the Trump and knocked the crypto ball at that. It ain't like you got to stand next to him during the thing and saying, oh, say, can you see? To the crypto ball. The crypto ball. You talking about taxes and you are performing at a ball named after fake money. Where they do that at? Where you going, the Monopoly ball next? You buying Boardwalk, bitch? What's happening now? If you don't buy Park Place, it don't mean nothing. I'm just telling you. Don't come crying when you bankrupt and you got to go to jail and you can't pass go. Nelly. Is this it for Nelly? Four of Cups. There is that reality that you cannot change and you must accept. You must accept it because it is yours and there is a blessing in it, but it is yours. The Page of Cups. There is a blessing in this for him. There is. Because I don't believe, according to just these two, we'll see what happens a little bit later, but there's an awakening that he needs, and it may be completely unrelated to what's happening. He needs an awakening in something else. It could be. But there's something that needs to happen for him. Three of Pentacles. You know, you shouldn't wish for people's downfall and all this here, but a part of me is a little perturbed that they don't get treated like the women got treated. Chris Michelle and Jennifer Holliday, they called Jennifer Holliday all out her name. Made her feel this darn big because she said, and I believe her, she has performed for all the presidents. She thought that's just what she was going to do with the Donald Trump. Now, mind you, again, it's Donald Trump. But she performed for Reagan. She performed for Bush. She performed for Clinton. She performed for Obama. She said this is just, this was her thing. She performs for the presidents. So she was, and then the community was like, girl, if you do, you ain't about to sing that one song of yours no more, nowhere. And they called her literally out of her name. All the names they could find, they called it. On Twitter, when it was still Twitter at the time. Chris Michelle got canceled in 3 minutes. Whole career gone. She had a record deal. Had nothing when she left that ball. Nothing. Lost everything. Flipped a coin. Snoop Dogg. Nelly. I ain't heard the word cancel yet. I ain't heard boycott. Don't listen to. Now, there's some people, I'm not listening to no more Snoop Dogg song. I'm not listening to no more Nelly song. Okay, fine. But where's the cancel button? Why we ain't pushed it on them? Why ain't we treating them like we treated Chris Michelle and Jennifer Holliday? That's all I'm saying. Page of Swords. Here's where it goes bad. Page of Swords is a lying gossip. When people get to talking, here's the thing you want, and here's the thing that I don't think is going to happen. Here's what you want. You want this to go away. Let something else happen to where people forget. But it's not. And here's why I think it's not, because you're going to keep talking. If you shut up, it may go away. But you're going to keep talking, and it's going to make it worse. Because you can't defend this. Donald Trump is the opposite of everything that you said you stood for. Queen of Pentacles in the Tower. The Tower, if you trace it back, you will find where you went wrong. I say it all the time. Keep in mind, you built this because you were trying to reach something that wasn't yours in the first place. That's what this is. The tower is built after the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel was meant to penetrate the mysteries of God so that you can know what he wrote in his journal. Here, it can't help but fall because it was built on a faulty premise to begin with. You ain't have no business singing no songs for nobody named Donald Trump with your black ass. He ain't for you. He probably don't even know he was there. His people called your people, and there you was. He cares nothing for you. He cares nothing about anybody that looks like you. But you wanted it, and you got it. You got to go perform for the president. Write that down in your book. Chrisette Michele is still one of my favorite singers. I don't care what she did. I'll tell you right now. Because I don't believe she did anything with malice. And so I don't think she went to perform for Donald Trump because she wanted her taxes lowered. So yeah, she's still on my playlist. But these children, Snoop Dogg, we're coming to you next. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Captain Anti-Establishment, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Who got on the TV and said F Donald Trump this, F Donald Trump, like you was up that man behind with all the F's you could read. You was his worst enemy. You and the M&Ms and all them people came out and did raps about him, and Donald Trump is horrible, and Donald Trump is horrible. Why he ain't horrible no more? Did I miss? Maybe I missed it because, mind you, I don't really care to read on Donald Trump no more. I think we may have to put him back in the loop, though, because is it not going crazy right now? Donald Trump maybe made the speech, and I missed it, about where he went to rehab and therapy, and he's okay now, and he knows the Lord, and he walks with Jesus every day. I think I might have missed it. Maybe I have because I don't follow the news like that. And he adopted some little black kids and left them all his fortune. Maybe I missed that part, Snoop Dogg. Maybe I missed that part. Or maybe it didn't happen. And what happened to F Donald Trump? How did we go from that to you being at his fake money ball with your rich behind? I don't understand. First of all, I want to go back to Nelly because I forgot this question. What was the motivation for Nelly? Because he said, this is what Nelly said in his defense, that Kamala Harris people didn't invite him to anything through all her campaign. Because he said this is not like it was a campaign event. He didn't go campaign for Donald Trump. It was an honor because he's the president. First of all, no, he ain't. But second of all, it's an honor to perform for the president if the president is a normal person. It is not an honor to perform. You was not even performing for him. You were performing at something he was not even attending, I think. It is not an honor to perform for convicted felon, rapist, racist president. Why don't you go back in time and perform for Andrew Jackson, monkey ass, too, then? Donald Trump is not normal. Therefore, it is not an honor. It's like the devil's spawn. And you went to his ball and said, yeah, everything's fine here. The temperature at hell was great. Got your sunscreen? What was your motivation? Nelly. Worried about something. On the mind, on the brain. It's a burden. Manipulations. Blessing. You wanted something from him to manipulate a burden. of some sort, of some kind. So let's see what that is. What is this burden we need manipulated that he is so worried about? He needs a blessing from the orange one. What's this? Judgment. It's not justice, but judgment. The Eight of Wands. I think this is talking more about negative press and publicity. That's more of that is coming. Okay, back to my question, man. What was his motivation? Okay, so this is going to compound. Like I said earlier, this is going to get worse because I don't think he's going to stop talking. Somebody else is going to come forward. There's a story they have to tell, which causes them even more burden, which is probably why he keeps talking. So they're going to probably bring out some info about, oh, Nelly said to me that he's going to go down to the Donald Trump's ball because he needs help with this, and that. Rumor. And then he's going to come out and defend himself and know that's not true because whatever. Okay, so motivation. 2 cards. Motivation. Queen of Swords. It might be something legal. Motivation. What is this? Temperance. You ain't got no drug charges, do you? Or potential thereof. I wonder if he's got like an investment in, because this is not a lawsuit. If he's got like an investment in some kind of pharmaceutical type of thing, because that's what this would indicate. And you need some kind of leverage. He got arrested for drug possession 2 months ago. Of course he did. And now you're down at the criminal ball. Snoop Dogg had a crime called 19 Crimes, or wine called 19 Crimes, or something like that. Lord Jesus. Okay, Snoop Dogg. Are you counseled? Or are you Teflon? Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Hi, Janice. Is Diddy federally charged? I know he had federal agents in his house. Because I mean, for the right amount. I did a tableau on Diddy, and something sticks and something doesn't. So I think that something sticks and something doesn't. Okay. Are you canceled, Snoop? D-O-double-G. Are you canceled? Or are you Teflon? Lover's card. High Priestess. 10 of Wands. King of Wands. I don't think so. 6 of Cups. Innocence. Here's the thing. Numbers control everything. The cells in your body, the stars in the universe. Numbers control everything. Boycotts work. Target is about to find out. Trader Joe's is about to find out. Boycotts work. Here's the thing. Council culture. is Twitter getting together saying we don't like this person. True cancel culture is when that turns into revenue and it goes down. Because if you're no longer profitable to me, then I cut you loose. Then you are canceled. Michael Richards ain't had a career since Seinfeld because the numbers got together and said, we don't want to see him no more. Donald Trump, numbers aren't there. They can't cancel him, even though he's the worst person on earth. R. Kelly married a 16-year-old girl. The numbers didn't cancel him until way later. Because then everybody got together and said, yep, no, we're not supporting him anymore. So the numbers have to be there. And in order for Snoop Dogg to have true cancellation, people have to stop supporting his music. They have to basically treat him like R. Kelly. You can't stream him no more, nowhere. You can't look at him no more, nowhere. He's got to get rid of his TV show. You got to get his books off the shelf. You got to this, you got to that. And that's not going to happen. Unless you can diddyfy him to where you see him do something or you got him on the hook for something to where he can't defend it. The numbers aren't there. There's his innocence. Or his appearance thereof. And so he can go and coast on to the next thing. Will he lose support? Yes. Will it be in the amount for cancellation? I don't think so. I don't think it's there. Balancing act. The Fool. The Emperor. The Ace of Wands. He can grow. He can grow from this. Just gotta have new friends. Okay, what was your motivation, Snoop D-O-double-G, as the person who said that no one should perform for Donald Trump and then you did it? What was your motivation? Maybe that's what it is, because I get the pharmaceutical thing for Nelly. Maybe they're trying to get a weed farm growing. They want federal money to do it. Because they're about to pass it out with that stupid dumb fool. What's that fool name? The Department of Government Efficiency. I do very bad things in the thoughts I don't express. What was your motivation, Snoop D-O-double-G? Lover's card. He needs an alliance. Him and Nelly need an alliance. Mind you, Soulja Boy and Rick Ross are in this too. They are both characters who like business ventures. Now, I'm not disparaging people owning businesses, because when you make a whole bunch of money, like celebrity style money, and it just comes in from everywhere, you find things to do with it. And investing in businesses or opening businesses is one of them things people usually do. Rick Ross has got a whole bunch of wing stops and restaurants, and then that other fool, what's his Soulja Boy, he's got a bunch of snacks and stuff at the dollar store. So they find stuff to sink money into. I'm not saying money laundering, but I'm just saying they're sneaking, Freudian slip. They are investing money into these different ventures. And so he needs an alliance of some sort. The Justice card and the Lover's card. He needs a legal alliance of some sort. He's trying, this is a business deal. Six of Cups, trying to make a friend. It's not a new friend either. High Priestess, there's an agenda. Four of Wands, this is for a business. This is a business deal. Knight of Swords. You know, I think that if this comes out, that has a different effect. Because you sold us up the river so you can get a tax break. Why not? Snoop Dogg complained that he got a check for $43,000. Because his music streamed. And when it comes to streams, you have to get like 30 streams and it's 1 cent or something like that. And one of his songs, I think it was Gin and Juice or something like that, it streamed 1 billion times. And he asked his lawyer, how much is that? And he's like, $43,000. It's like, they can stream my song that much and that's all I get. Yeah. I understand, you know. These people get to stream your music and all you got was this lousy $43,000 check. I get it, because I don't know. It's very hard to empathize sometimes. Give me a $4 check on me. YouTube sent me $60 one time. I'm like, come on with it then, YouTube. They don't send you nothing. Okay. Snoop Dogg. Let me do Nelly first. Nelly, do you have any regrets? I don't. Any regrets? No. This is business. Page of Pentacles, King of Wands. They want something. And they're about to get it. Yeah, it is, JW. It is. I get it. I mean, they get to stream your music 1 billion times and you got $43,000 for it. Like, doesn't seem like that adds up at all. If he sold 1 billion copies of something, he'd have more money than that, but that's the way it works. If you want your music to be heard on these things, then you play their game. Otherwise, take your music off. Snoop Dogg, do you have any regrets? Kinda. The Page of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Because I think, again, his is going to progress into something bad. The Page of Swords is the lies and the gossip, the bad news, and the Wheel of Fortune is just a matter of time. And so I think he will regret this slightly, because I think it will get worse once you find out why he sold himself out for. Because, again, Nelly said it was an honor, which, no, it can't be. Because Donald Trump is not an honorable person. I don't care what the office is. Look who's there. He could be the head of the NAACP and it would still be a horrible thing because of who he is. And then Snoop Dogg says that you can't tear him down because he's a child of God, but that's his only excuse as to why he was there. Did you consult with God at all on this? Remember when I was talking about the Ace of Swords? Did you ask the universe, is this a thing I should do? You probably didn't. But remember what I said. You can tell a person a thing, And then life has to teach them the exact same thing. That's the way it goes sometimes. Well, that was Gossip Town, y'all. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Remember to get all your stuff off the bus before you leave. Otherwise, it's going to be in the Lost and Found tomorrow and on eBay on Thursday. Okay? So, I will see y'all at some point in the future. He was taught to respect the office. Well, should they teach Donald Trump that? Don't you think, Nelly? You jack-o'-lantern. How you gonna have more respect for the office than the person sitting in it? Don't be stupid. If you're gonna be stupid on accident. Okay, don't be stupid. So I will see y'all, like I said, at some point. I don't know when, but y'all have a good day. Remember, take care of yourselves and those who will allow. Change what you can change, and if you cannot change it, leave it be. Don't stress yourself out. I'll see you next time.